All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 78 of EETF. I hope you guys are doing great. So tonight it is TV time. With me tonight, I have Hector Contreras. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, doing okay. We also have Kyle Hildreth. How are you?
I'm doing great, Patrick. Thanks for having me.
No problem. And my order on the screen just got switched up. So we also have Tony Greathouse. How are you, sir?
I am great. Good to see y'all.
Fantastic. Welcome back. And we have Mike Drew. How are you?
Greetings from a very snowy Greater Toronto area.
Yeah, we're going to get it tomorrow, apparently, like
me too.
30 centimeters.
That's what they're saying. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, 12 inches. Yeah.
We're getting 3.
In about 8 hours. So.
Yes.
What? You guys got all the good stuff.
Not really. Call back to that album, 12 Inches of Snow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you
you're
go.
the informer.
I'll do a Nick. I just wanted to inform you. Thank you.
Hey.
All right. So let's start with TV. And also, now I'll mention it later. So, just to, as a teaser.
Big twist. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, so let's get going, and we can start with Hector. What have you watched recently that caught your attention for all the bad or all the good reasons?
I'd been debating on whether to go from bad to good or good to bad. What do you guys want to pick?
I would say personally, you can end with anything that you hated.
Okay. All right. So we'll go from good to bad.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So I recently watched Lockerbie. That was the Peacock original series. Actually, it's a production by Sky, and I was. I think that's what made it really good.
Oh.
Because it seems like whenever they do a co-production with Sky, it always fares to be better.
Sky is decent, usually, I think.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because I think NBC Peacock alone
Is not.
I think it was perfect that they picked this because like 35 to 45% of the show or the limited series was a court drama. And if there's anything that the people that made Law and Order do right is the court shit. Here's the weird thing. I didn't know anything about this. And maybe they inflated it for the show.
It was big before you were cognizant.
Yeah,
It was in 86, I think.
88.
Okay.
88, but it went through because it's still technically going on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because they kept going back and forth and trials lasted the decade and longer. So I should have heard of it at least, but for some reason it completely went off my radar.
If I can be horribly rude, Hector,
Yes, please.
how old were you in 88?
I was 6.
Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't have seen it
I
then.
was 16,
Oh,
so
shit.
I was 13.
damn kids.
I know, but my parents still had the news on. We still watched the news while we were sitting eating our Hungry Man dinners at the table. I knew what was happening pre-Desert Storm, and I just remember there being a lot of, and correct me if I'm wrong, I just remember there being a lot of Middle East bombings, either plane or land bombings.
Yeah.
Then that just led to the Gulf War. And so right, like first 2 years, I just remember the news was always constantly just bombings.
It was overshadowed by a lot. It hit big and made a big splash that week.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
But then,
I think it just got buried by so many other Middle Eastern bombings.
exactly.
I also think that's maybe more indicative of American news media
For sure.
Yes.
because we definitely heard about it for a long time. And maybe the fact that it was Scotland and
Mhm.
my family is Scottish. But it was I remember it being in the news a lot.
Yeah. I guess that was the perfect target because it came in as a fresh face. I didn't have nothing that would have impugned my judgment about the whole thing. Looking at it from a movie / series perspective.
So you're on the Libyan side?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking. Fresh face.
It was really good. It still has that Sheen Peacock original type look, and it has the cutoffs right at the dramatic pauses at the right spot for the ads. Yeah, but it's well done. I really recommend it. I guess there's not really much to say other than the fact that the performances are really good. Colin Firth plays the lead. He is the father of a daughter that was a victim of the plane bombing, and he basically spearheads an organization to get justice, essentially. So he meets with Muammar Gaddafi to set a trial in Scotland. Gaddafi refuses because it would be it wouldn't be fair.
Mhm.
And then they decide ultimately to do it in the Netherlands, I think it was, just somewhere neutral. But
It's based on the true. I mean, it's based on the true story. But
it's
is
based
his
on the true
part?
story.
Is his part the Colin Firth character?
See, I want to watch there was a documentary called Lockerbie that came out in 23, but apparently by the reviews, it's not much different. That they were pretty faithful to the adaptation.
That's what I've heard as well.
So,
Okay.
but I did really enjoy it. There's a lot of odd twists for such a true story, but it's creepy how high up the chain of command this went. It starts off thinking it's just it's a pretty open shut case between two criminals, and it's really not. So it was fascinating from that look, but the performances are really good, and you really get a feel from both sides, from the victims, from the people on trial. It's definitely worth a watch. My next one is a lot different. This was on Disney Plus of all platforms. It's called Light Shop. This was just kind of me flicking around and trying to find something that was different. Boy, did I find something really, really different. So this is a Korean, they call them like K-dramas. This was more of a bigger budget K-drama, but not from a CGI visual. It's not a visual like Avengers show or anything like that. But it does come from the creator of a show that I had talked about last year called Moving, which involved people it was like heroes and people with superhuman powers.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But this was a different show. So it almost seems like he's creating a cinematic universe. But this was so if you remember Cloverfield, you know how the first Cloverfield was about a giant monster, and then the other one was about aliens, and it almost seemed like a Twilight Zone thing. It seems similar, like he's creating different supernatural platforms for different shows. So this show is about a group of people. It's about a nurse in a nurse's ward she's an overnight RN that's working. And in the hospital, there is a group of people that are in a coma. What you don't know is why they're in the coma, what put them there. But you know that there's also several characters that are in a purgatory type world. They're in a neighborhood, and the neighborhood is at the center of the neighborhood is a light shop. It's a shop that stays open all night, and it's got lamps, light bulbs, chandeliers. It's just a light shop.
This is live action, right?
Yes.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Live action show. And the people are drawn to the light shop because it's open, but they don't know why. They don't know where they are. They don't know why they're there. You find out that, spoiler alert, that they're the coma victims. They're in a purgatory type environment. While they're in the coma, they're neither living nor dead. They're just there. And if they want to transition to the afterlife, they can go in the light shop, grab their light bulb that they find. It glows when they get close to it. And if they grab it and they keep it, then they can be sent to the after. It's kind of like, Carol Ann, don't go into the light, Carol Ann. That's the light bulb that,
That makes sense. Okay.
So it's really sad show because it deals with death. It has to deal with, because you find out the reason that they're in this coma, again, spoilers, is because of a bus accident that kills half of the people on the bus, and the other half are the ones that are in the coma.
Huh.
Because the people on the bus, some of them were couples and mother-daughter. So they're split. Like, for example, one mother is dead and the daughter is in this coma. And while the daughter is in the coma, she's in this purgatory, but she's also can see the mother. The mother's there. And so it's it's about letting go, essentially. So don't watch the show if you're near sharp objects or it's a really good, it's powerful, it's emotional, but you need a palate cleanser after you watch it.
Perfect for February. Good job, bud.
Yes, absolutely.
Where is this one, Hector?
Disney plus Hulu.
Okay.
Of all places.
Yeah, I know. And that's another thing. Like at first it feels like it's horror, because you watch it and it's just there's creepy music, there's shadows lurking. It's just very horrific.
It's Korean, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It almost
Right
feels like, like you watch like J-horror, like The Grudge and Ring and all that.
Mhm.
You've got that creepy, like some, Asian girl with black long hair covering her face and it's lurking in the shadows. But then you find out that they had past. You find out all the information about them, and it becomes more of an emotional drama. It's very, very sad, but it's really good. So if you watch it, I give it a soft recommend because it's very much a slow build.
Mhm.
In fact, it doesn't really piece it together until halfway through it's 8 episodes. So halfway through, it starts to piece it together. So you're really just watching. You have to have a lot of patience.
Mm.
But knowing what I've told you, you'll be able to get it. But yes, soft recommend. It's not for everybody, but it does have a big payoff at the end.
All right.
All right. So then my next one would be, it's just a one-off, I guess, as we call it. This was the 50 years of SNL music.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, 50 years. And it's so good. And yet it left you wanting so much more because they try to tackle too much, I think. Everyone's commenting about the first 8 minutes of it because it's just the snippets of just every performance all mashed up into one long, awesome song. Yeah, the first 8 minutes is incredible. And then it goes into the talking heads and the scenes of how did we shoot this part and how did we do this? It's all done internally. So it's a lot of the regulars. You got Justin Timberlake, you've got the cast from the 2000s and late 2000s.
Mhm.
And they're talking about Lonely Island and they're talking about the musical acts that they're involved in. I wish there had been more from the bands that had played, but I guess that might be a lot, right? That'd be a lot. Like you couldn't bring members of the band Queen without paying far out the ass to get members of the band Queen to talk about, 1 or 2 times that they play.
I think a lot of these are based on who they could get and who's available there.
Yeah, exactly.
They're great documentaries, but
Yeah, you can call it Andy Samberg and just have him just be there. And,
if he's in the building or
yeah.
if he's
You
nearby.
can call Neil Young to come and talk about him doing Rockin' in the USA.
Yeah.
Did you see Questlove on Hot Ones?
I didn't.
So he's talking about it and he makes a great point, and I never thought about it. And he said, like, he didn't realize how many, and I sent a couple to Kyle actually the other day. He didn't realize how many of the skits are actually music based.
I know.
Right? You think of all the Saturday, like think of all the Eddie Murphy ones, for example, like the James Brown Celebrity Hot Tub, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't remember what his exact quote was, but he was just like, that was almost equally as important. They were almost equally as important as the actual music guests themselves sometimes. So
that's a great thing you brought up. Again, like you said, that's essential and that should be part of the conversation. But now I feel like they should make like a dozen more of these. Like they need to now do part 2 where they can talk about
yes.
such and such, the bands of from 80 to 85, and then so forth and so forth.
50 years is a long time. And,
Yeah, that's a lot to cover.
but 3 hours is a long time too.
Yeah.
But when you have half-hour chunks and you're only drilling down on one specific topic, it goes like that, quickly.
Mine was only a little over 2 hours. Was it because of ads?
Maybe.
Okay.
It was 3 hours on TV, I think.
With commercials? Okay.
Yeah.
I loved it, but it left me wanting so much more.
Yeah.
Like you said, there was so much about the in-home music. Like you said, the opening monologues had music. Like Timothée Chalamet came in and he did his piano thing. And there's a lot of all that, especially with the music that they did in-house within the last 20 years. There's a lot more of that because they have those people to talk to.
Yeah.
It would be huge if they could do it, but we may never get it for rights issues, for, getting those people that are, now in their 70s to come and talk. I don't know.
And they got a scattering of them, like maybe 1 or 2, but a lot of those people are still out there.
Right.
It's just taking the time to get them, to make them talk.
I can't imagine the legal just to get them on there.
Just to get the music for that. Because,
Unreal.
you show it once and then there's streaming rights. And then if they ever put it out physically, that's a whole different story.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of it. Like a lot of it did manage to stay. I don't know if they just had really good lawyers that they can still have the rights to that music. Because if you go on Peacock, you still get a lot of the music. Some of them, there's some episodes that are like, you'll know because they're only like half an hour long and you're like, oh shit. And
Where's all the music in this one? Yeah.
But you can still, there's ways you can get it online. So anyway, really like that. And then to partner with that, I watched Fire Aid. This was the benefit concert that they did for the Los Angeles fires. It was really good. A lot of random acts because they have everything from like Joni Mitchell to they had the 2 surviving members of Nirvana, and then they brought on a different singer. Dave Grohl's daughter, what's her name? She's a singer. They brought her on first, and then they brought in and then ultimately Joan Jett came. It was like, what world would I ever see Joan Jett play
Nirvana?
Kurt Cobain with the 2 other surviving members of Nirvana. It's good. It was a nice show. I guess the vibe was just all around like peace and love. So
St. Vincent.
that's it. Yep.
Ah, okay.
Thank you. It was good. No negative vibes. Just everyone just felt very just like happy to be there.
Oh,
So
look at that.
it was good. All right. So then the next
Jinx.
Yeah.
the next show I have was on Max. This is an animated called Scavengers Reign. It's a show about two people that are marooned on a planet. The animation felt like a if you guys remember like the Ralph Bakshi stuff from the 80s, like Wizards and Lord of the Rings and those kind of cartoons where they're very crude animation. It felt like it was an homage to that, because it's not the prettiest looking animation. You can definitely tell it was very handcrafted, very like hand drawn. It felt like very limited computer stuff, but it was good. I think it's something to throw on. What's going on the planet, it almost feels like they're throwing in a whole bunch of like homages to other stuff. There's a lot of like the Studio Ghibli stuff. I felt like some of the monsters from Spirited Away kind of like morphed into stuff. If you remember Akira, the mutational looking stuff, that's a lot of that in there. But then, yeah, like it's got that crude animation there. It's definitely a throwback. And the plot isn't very heavy. They're marooned on the planet. The planet is got some monsters, creatures, and in the meantime, they're trying to like figure out a way to get back home. It's a little bit creepy, but it's also a little bit drama. It's kind of fluff, so you can kind of just throw it on and do it in a weekend.
Seems to be only one season.
Yeah. I think it just came out recently because it came up on my trending list.
All right.
The other show, so I've been watching shows with my daughter, something to watch like while we're eating dinner. So she's in an anime club, but she's been watching this show called Spy Family. And so she only watched one episode at school, I know, an anime club. She's like, Dad, I want to watch it here because I don't want to wait. So I was like, all right. So we put it on, and it's cute. It's wacky. It's played for laughs, and it's super, like, on a scale of 1 to 10 on overreactions, it's on a scale of, like, 200.
Oh.
Everyone just over the top, but again, it's an anime. Everybody, it's all, like, moving things, going fast, everyone blowing up, and mouths, like, the size of their heads, and just, it's classic anime goofiness. It's really funny. It's about one spy. His mission is to have a wife and a daughter in order to infiltrate a general who has a son that's in a private school. He needs to befriend this general, but doesn't know another way to do it other than to make up that he has a family. So he learns in a wife. The wife he just meets per chance. She just also happens to be an assassin. The daughter, who he adopts from an orphanage, she happens to have psychic abilities. They also get a dog who is a clairvoyant. So each one of them has a secret ability. It's so wacky, but it makes it funny because they like the daughter, she knows her father's a spy, her mother's an assassin, and she's a precocious child, 6 or 7, something like that. She talks like a teenager. It's crazy. And she has to be put on this mission to like go to this prestigious school and befriend this asshole of a kid who is the son of a general who is the target by the assassin, and hijinks ensue.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. The whole show is a lot, so you really have to like
Be ready.
Be ready.
Critical acclaim. It seems to be highly rated.
Yeah,
Wow.
I hadn't heard of it. My daughter, cool kid, she knows all the anime stuff, and so. But yeah, highly recommended if you want an anime comedy. Because I'm not an anime guy at all. I just know from my daughter what she's watching, and then I'll be like, okay, well, can she watch this TV 14? Okay. She's transitioned to this TV 14. We're not in the MA yet, but it's good.
How long is each episode?
I'm going to say half an hour. Like they're weird. They might even be like 38, 45 minutes. I don't know.
Okay.
They constantly change. Even when I was watching Light Shop, there were some episodes that were 38 minutes, some episodes that were an hour and 10.
That's the new thing, it feels like.
Yeah, everything is just random now.
Yeah.
And that leads me to my last show, and I couldn't even get through it. This is my dishonorable mention, I guess.
Ooh.
All right.
This was on Paramount Plus. It's called The Agency with Michael Fassbender.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. It's on my list as well,
Yeah.
but not for the same reason, but okay.
I'll say I was watching it when I was like the peak of my cold, so maybe I should rewatch it, but I just found the whole show very bland. It seemed like I've seen, okay, so he is the veteran agent, CIA. Yeah, God. Okay.
Can I try?
Give me the synopsis. I'll tell you what went wrong.
Okay, yeah. Covert CIA agent Martian is ordered to abandon his undercover life and return to London Station.
Right.
Past love unexpectedly reappears, pitting his mission and his real identity against his heart, hurling them both into a deadly game of international intrigue and espionage. There are 3 subplots going on. There is that one with Michael Fassbender and the woman,
What's her name?
Jodie Turner-Smith. Okay, so that's one subplot. There is another one taking place in Ukraine.
Yep.
With the Doctors Without Borders or something.
Yeah.
Well, okay, 2 of those guys are actually SAS agents, trying to, deep cover and, messing stuff up there. And the third subplot is a young woman learning to be a field agent, basically, a field officer.
Yep.
And I thought 2 of those subplots were fantastic. I thought the one with Michael Fassbender and Jodie Turner-Smith was the least interesting. Maybe I should have, but I didn't care that much about what was happening to her. I thought the stuff in Ukraine and with the young, trainee agent was a lot more interesting, personally. So yeah, I'm trying to process what you said, Hector, about being bland.
I agree with you. I didn't care about his wife. That part of it, I thought it was really boring. But also, I didn't really love the trainee either.
Oh, okay.
I thought the dialogue was just like, I've heard it all before. It felt like cut and paste from another prior, like I could picture Colin Farrell doing that same thing.
Yeah.
For me, it felt formulaic, but also, like I said, I may not have given it a fair chance because I did shut it off after 2 episodes, and I was also battling. My head was just covered in mucus.
Covered in slime. It's also an American adaptation of a French series that ran for 5 seasons originally. The original name is Le Bureau des Légendes, but it's available on I forgot which platform.
BBC4.
But it's called The Bureau.
Okay. That's another thing. Why couldn't they come up with a better name?
No,
Agency. Great.
I know.
That's a placeholder. Yeah.
And also, there is also Jeffrey Wright and, Michael Fassbender, as I mentioned, and Richard Gere. And should I go into spoilers? Because I would recommend The Agency, but there is kind of a spoiler for the last episode, and I'm wondering if I should.
Did it make it good or better?
To me, it did, yes.
Okay.
So, no, I will just recommend The Agency, personally.
It was worth it.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. But fair play to you, Hector. You weren't 100% when you started it.
I will say that show, even if I didn't love it, it was still better than most of the shows that I watched last year. So it's already looking better for 2025 in terms of TV watching.
Last year kind of...
Oh my gosh, last
low.
year.
Yeah, it was rough at times. Lastly, do you have a honorable mention?
I'll say this. This is just me going on YouTube like Kyle does. I went down a Siskel and Ebert rabbit hole.
Oh, nice.
I can't even begin to tell you how many, and I'll just watch them, I'm getting ready to go take a shower and I'll pop one on. It's just, they're so easy. You can just stop like at any point. Cause like the breaks, you can just be like, after they review one movie, pause, come back. So I don't know what it is. It's comfort food to me. I wasn't around for sneak previews, and those are the ones I'm really loving the most because that's when they were in their like late 30s or mid 30s, and they just have this like they get almost on fire when they really don't like something, and they go into such passionate debates about it. Later, as they get older, just kind of like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, everything is just fine. They don't really have the heart in it anymore. They're just seeing everything. They're just so numb that they just review a movie and they're just. But like from 78 to like 86, I would even say up to 90, they were just like, if they didn't like something, they would go into a huge debate about it. Like, especially when they split on something, they were like, I can't see what you didn't like. It's not fake. Like, that's the best thing about it. It's never felt disingenuous. It always felt like they were like ready to talk about things. Like they came prepared. And then they had a very off the cuff, non-scripted conversation debate about it. And it aged so well. I highly recommend if anyone's listening, just if you're a movie that like you just revisited, just take a minute and just type it in and type in Siskel and Ebert and just watch them review it, something from 78 to 90 or 95, anywhere between those 2 decades, it's astounding to see how much love they go into a movie. They really do love movies.
Usually one loved it, one hated it, and they go off the rails
Yeah.
on whichever.
And if they both hate it, holy shit, they will like they really don't like the slasher genre. They really hated it because it felt like it was anything that you gain from like a relationship to knowing someone on screen. So like, you invest time on a character and then they're just going to be chopped into pieces. They just fucking trashed it. They just hated the, like, you can even YouTube this, like just Siskel and Ebert, Friday the 13th, part 4. Oh my God. Ebert goes on the fucking podium type thing, just preaches, like, do not watch this trash for this reason, this reason, this reason. It's hilarious. Whether you agree or disagree, it's very entertaining.
And he likes the crap. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so that's it for you, Hector?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so I remembered the bumper.
Thank you.
And okay, I'll try and save it. You beat me to the punch a few times, Hector. I do want to try my new soundbite for spoiler warning. I haven't yet tonight, but the show is not over yet. So,
it's hard to explain Light Show without spoiling it, but I tried to avoid as much as I could.
Yeah, that's understandable. Maybe it fits better for movies. I don't know.
Yeah.
They'll come up. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'll use it at some point. Okay, so Kyle, it's your turn. What do you have for us?
All right. First one was the Mike Drew recommended Night Agent.
Yes.
Finally. He's only been recommending it for 3 years. So I finally sat down and watched it. Liked the first episode. Got my wife into it, and we gunned 6 episodes in one night. And it was great.
Nice.
And then 7 and 8 took a turn.
Oh.
Yeah. And it wasn't a full one. It was just it had the same problem Reacher had, where the first couple episodes are amazing and it makes you want to watch it more and more. And this is great. And then something happens. There's like one little thing that goes over the top, jumps the shark, one little twist. It's like, oh, okay. And then from there, everything just explodes into being, this is too much. That's dumb. Where the hell did she come from to tackle that guy at that exact second? Why does that happen again? And it's like, all right, I get it. All right. But the show's really good. That's the problem. It's so hard to like a show like that and have it end the way it does because you like 3/4 of it, even more, probably 7/8, if you're doing math.
It's hard to stick the landing.
It is.
That's true.
And that's the problem I'm having with these. A lot of these streamers that are coming up with these great ideas, great stories, they can't fully flesh them out. Is it too many episodes? They got to spread it out throughout?
Yes.
Is it not enough good story writing?
No.
Is it?
You nailed it the first time.
Yeah. Is that,
It should be 6 episodes, 8 tops.
But
Not enough budget.
no.
But not in this case, but it can be sometimes.
This one had budget fine. I mean, well, for the most part. That's the thing. Everything seemed all right. But if you took out 2 of the middle episodes, it was the end part that was the problem.
I saw the Canada Post truck when I rewatched it a few weeks ago, and I saw the Canada Post truck downtown.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, I don't think anybody outside of Canada is going to see that, but it is fun.
You guys told me about it, and I didn't.
I missed it the first time, and it's only when I rewatched it that, oh God, how could I miss it? But, No, sorry, Kyle.
No,
continue.
please. That's the good stuff. Like I said, you told me about it. I didn't mean to see it.
Well, Kyle, before you go on, did you start series 2?
We watched the first episode.
Okay.
And we have not continued.
So it's one of my things I was going to talk about.
Okay.
I can jump in here or I can wait. Doesn't matter.
Up to you.
I don't have a lot. I wasn't going to say much about it. I was going to say it's very different than season 1.
It seems that way.
Yeah, it
Very
is.
much.
I would say I actually liked it better than season 1.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a rom-com.
The problem, my problem was it was too long.
Yeah.
And I thought it was very well written. It came across like a network. It came across like a 24 to me, almost.
Yeah.
Which I love 24, especially like the first season was brilliant.
Yeah.
But I think it gets to a point where it's like, okay, every trope that you see coming will come at some point. And because of the
Yeah.
fact that it's 10 episodes or what have you, it's too long. It doesn't have to be 10. I get it. It gives, in this case, Prime a little bit of, cushing in the sense that, hey, let's drop the first 2 and then we still got 8 more weeks of, so people are going to keep their subscription, right?
Yeah.
It's on Netflix.
Or sorry, Netflix.
Yeah,
Oh, that's Netflix. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking of another show, but
No problem.
yeah. So they dropped it all at once, which is very nice. Thank you, Netflix. But it's just, it's a little too much, I think. It's there, I can take it off my list. But yeah, I liked it. I actually like season 2 better than season 1, but it's almost a different show.
I haven't started it yet, so
Me neither. It
Okay.
was on my list to watch.
Yeah, I think you'll like it in the sense that it's good. And, I think they do the cliffhanger really well, at the end of
Okay.
each episode. So,
Yes, that's why we watched 6 in a row,
mhm.
because the only time we did this is Breaking Bad, where you got to the end and then you have to watch the next one.
Hey, do you want to hit the spoiler thing there for a second?
Oh, please.
Oh yeah. Okay,
go.
so check this out.
Okay. Okay, just to head
Spoiler
up.
warning.
Oh, there you go. Sorry to talk over you.
I got to do it again.
Do it again.
Spoiler warning.
Okay, a spoiler to everybody. The main character never dies. Okay, at the end of the episode, like, oh my gosh, what's happened to him? He ain't dead. Okay, so don't worry about it. He'll be back.
Well, that's not much of a spoiler, but okay.
You said that almost like he was invincible, like he's Superman, like he's
Kind
Well,
of is.
There's a lot
Kind
of
of
that
is.
crap too.
okay.
Yeah.
A lot of hurt acting. A lot of that.
I have to agree that like it seems like a lot of shows have this thing where like, okay, the writers are sitting in a room, we've got this whole thing plotted out, and we can fit this in nicely in a 6-episode series. But the network says to demand that we put in 8 or 10 episodes. So how are we going to finish? How are we going to shoehorn extra filler? Should we put it in the middle? Should we tack it on at the end? Like it just seems that that's a common theme.
That's so true.
Yeah, season 2 of Ted Lasso is a perfect example, right?
Exactly.
Because I think it went from 8 to 10. And those 2 episodes that are clearly, where the
fitting.
network said, hey, we want 2 more episodes, they stood out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Because it was like, hey, this
We need-
clearly has nothing to do with the rest of the plot. So,
Weird, huh?
yeah.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kyle, what else do you have?
So yeah, Night Agent was great, except it has
Except when it wasn't.
it's just that streamer mentality, that weird. I don't know why. You know what? Versus Network, which I'm going to get to next, it's a different thing, but it has some of the same tropes of Network. Whereas it's the same kind of thing where you're seeing the lead character have a problem and have a love affair, interest, and having the conflict of that baloney, and then. But just when they blow it all up at the end and make it like over the top, like it's supposed to be better, it's not. It's somehow you screwed up your own crap that you had. If you just kept doing what you're doing, you're going to be fine. And you didn't. You had to make it more. So sorry. All right. Next one is from ABC, the American Broadcasting Channel.
Oh.
Is High Potential.
Oh,
a
I
show
did
that
see it.
nobody's watching.
I saw a banner for it, but I haven't
Yeah, exactly.
clicked on it yet.
It's
I
Caitlin.
don't know what that is.
No, you don't, because why would you? Caitlin Olsen from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Deandra, Sweet D. She's the lead actress in this. It's a mystery. It's a cop, not procedural, but it's like a cop mystery whodunit kind of show. It's not really Columbo, because it's not, it's not that same kind
Is
of
it
track
comedy?
that they follow. Kinda.
Okay, because she just kind of on a track of comedies.
Yeah, and that's the thing. She's the comedic part of it.
Okay.
She adds a little bit of funniness in there. Taram Killam's in it, which is weird. He's good in it, but it's weird to see him in there.
Right.
It's very ABC. If you watch ABC shows, you're gonna say this is definitely that. It's got just like that feel to it. The characters, the setups, the whatever ABC does, it's there. But it's good. I think we've been through 12 episodes. We've watched all of them so far, whatever they had on Hulu/Disney Plus, which is, I didn't know they had a new thing together now that they're all shacked up, but you get those two together. Okay. It's a lot of it's predictable. Like the end of Night Agent is kind of a theme. A lot of the stuff you saw coming, or you can guess it right away, but not everything is. So when they go through the murder of who got murdered and how it happened. That stuff a lot of the times is, oh, okay, that's interesting. That's different in how you went across that.
Created by Drew Goddard.
From Lost.
Buffy and Lost and
Oh, really?
a few other.
Okay.
Yeah, he's ABC's poster
Go-to?
child. Yeah, he's their
Okay.
go-to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and like the mystery parts are good, I think, mostly, except for the parts where you can guess it right away because it has that network trope to it. If if they show somebody that they don't show a lot later on, oh, maybe it's that person that's, that kind of baloney. And boy, have you ever seen a woman wearing more short skirts in your life and more crazy clothes, which is fine because she's good looking, but it is insane, the wardrobe. And that's her character too, I guess, even though she's a mom. So it's a little all over the place, but it's a good show to kill time or to watch just for fun mystery kind of stuff.
Okay, the premise made me roll my eyes.
There it is.
Exactly. Yeah, it's that kind of, networky.
Yeah, the show centers on Morgan, a single mother with 3 children who is a cleaning lady for the LA Police Department, because of course.
Uh-huh.
She is also a high potential intellectual with an IQ of 160. After figuring out a case using her unconventional mind, she becomes a consultant for the LAPD's Major Crimes Division, because of course.
If you're going to go about it very, if you're going to be very like by the numbers, yes, it's not originally great.
Apparently, there's a French original show.
It is. It's based on,
Really?
that's what I was making.
Yeah.
Oh, Patrick's back on board with this knowing now.
Not quite. But yeah, HPI. Oh, but
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
They got a French guy who's a bad guy in it too. His name is very French. Olivier.
Patrick Dupuis.
Yes. Is Olivier Aberbajan or something? Something very French. It stuck out very like a thumb. But I think it's a decent show. It's a good show to watch. It's fun if you don't take it seriously. If she annoys you with the way she acts or kind of knows it all, you're not going to like it. Trying to work.
Yep.
But it's just, if it hits you right, then you're all right with the tropiness of some of the stuff, you're fine with it. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And for my third one, I would say, speaking of YouTube, thank you, Hector. The garbage I'm watching lately, right when I brush my teeth before I go to bed, is John Malecki Unscrewed. This is a football player who was in the league for a year, I think. Played football for 10 years, was in the league 1 year, got out, and now is an amateur / mid-range woodworker who has a huge, crazy workshop, has a couple guys that helps him, and they make stuff. They go through reclaimed pallets of returns from stores and go through the tools. They test tools out on each other. It's garbage, but it's fun.
Is it like Storage Wars in a way? Like they're unlocking stuff and finding treasures?
Some of them, because they get like the return pallets. People send stuff back and the stores just bundle it all up. And you can not bid, but you can just buy them for however much. And you get a big wrapped up pallet full of tools or stuff from that store. And you don't know what it is really. And some of it's great. You can resell it. And some of it's garbage. And that part's interesting. And then they test tools. That's the fun part when they do the tests, because they go through Temu or Temu or Alibaba or
whatever that one is.
Yeah, Amazon, even stuff like that. And they'll test the garbage tools that you can get really cheap. And that's fun. Then read the bad reviews, check out the tools. And it's like I said, it's not great, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It's junk food. It's great. So yeah.
I've been really digging into those, like, again, like you said, like the junk food, the comfort food, just something that you just, this is just, again, like we've been watching a lot of drama, serious drama. We're like TNT, we know drama. But sometimes I just want something that I can just watch and erase.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And with the news lately, we could use some comfort.
Is there stuff going on? I don't know.
Yeah. Welcome to 2025, Mike.
Oh, okay.
Enjoy your stay.
No, thank you.
Okay, so so that was your honorable mention.
Sure.
This honorable mention, was there one or?
Not really. I'm trying to think, what garbage have I watched that was not good? There's got to be something, right? There's got to be something on YouTube.
I mean, that question was supposed to be in the year in review, so you must have watched something really shitty in 2024.
Oh God, yeah, I watched
Wow.
a lot of that, and I can't
Okay.
remember what it is. I think once I watch it, unless it sticks out really good, then I kind of put a shit off to the side.
We can come back to that if you
Night Agent season 2.
if something comes.
If something comes, I'll have to really think of it. But
That's all right.
yeah. Oh, another thing was a good. Actually, there's 2 good comedy stand-up specials. One is Kelsey Cook, just came out Monday or Tuesday on YouTube through 800-Pound Gorilla. Mark My Territory, great special. She's funny. She's a foosball champion woman who is in her 30s, maybe just turning 40. I think she's in her 30s still, though. She might be just turning 30 even. I know tons about this. So, she's hilarious.
She might be 22.
Yeah. Her whole family is in the Foosball Hall of Fame, or at least her mom and I think her dad, but her mom and she are champions.
Wow.
And she's now a stand-up comedian who's dating another stand-up comedian, which is funny in its own right. But she just put out Mark My Territory or Mark Your Territory special, which is great last night. Watch that. And then tonight or tomorrow, Dana Gould has his new one out,
Yeah.
which I'm sure is going to be great because he's always good.
Yep. I've seen him a couple times here in person.
Nice.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you.
All right.
Nice.
Mike, what do you have for us?
All right. Just a couple really quickly. We talked about the Night Agent season 2. Couple returning shows. Son of a Critch season 4. It's great. And just really quickly, I've talked about it in the past. I'm not going to go on about it now. But the main character, Mark, he's going into high school in 1989. That's when I started high school. And and it's funny because he's the same age character-wise as my son.
Oh,
So we're making all these like family connections as we watch it. So we've got all that tied in as well. So, is it good? Yes. Is it great? It's getting better. Listen, I'll say every season, I think personally has gotten better.
huh.
The first season was a little rough but season 2 got better, season 3. And, like Malcolm McDowell is
Still there.
still kind of the scene stealer when he's there. He's just so wonderful in it. And, it's great. I finished up Somebody Somewhere, season 3. It was good. HBO, Crave up here in Canada. It's very touching, very, heartwarming. A little frustrating at times because the main character's got some concerns, like I would say almost like mental health issues that, hold her back. And I think all her friends wanted to do her, to be her best. And sometimes she almost seems like she self-sabotages herself. And yeah, very good. Great show. Super acting. Like it's just, it's beautifully done sometimes. But yeah, that was, I think, the final season 3.
I think so, yeah.
So, all right, the new ones. So I watched Cross. So Cross is on Amazon Prime, based on a James Patterson detective. Listen, it's a great crime drama if that's what you're looking for. And again, you're looking for one of those shows that are created by a streamer. So it's a little edgier than it would be on network TV. Again, liked it. Didn't love it. Some of it is filmed locally for me. So a lot of it was like scene spotting, which was quite cool. The person who plays Alex Cross, the detective, Aldous Hodge, is amazing. Guy's a phenomenal actor, plays this part amazing. His best friend, Isaiah Mustafa, again, like the perfect side man, just amazing. But too long, 2 episodes too long.
Okay. This is the new trope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I think I've talked about this and, Patrick and I have mentioned this many times. We love a lot of like British television and French television. And maybe the budget's not there and that's why they don't make 8-10 episodes. I don't know. But I've gotten used to that and I don't need padding sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't, if things are necessary, obviously it's understandable that it's there, but I didn't love it. I mean, I liked it a lot, but I would say like a good solid 7 out of 10. Maybe the next season will be better. I don't know. There definitely will be.
Because Kyle, you made a face a few minutes ago. You didn't seem to be too sure about what it was. It was a movie at some point as well. Tyler Perry was.
That's what I was gonna ask.
It's
Yes.
Morgan Freeman did Kiss the Girls and
Yeah,
Along Came
before
the
that,
Spider.
yes,
Right.
that's
And then-
true.
and then-
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's funny. My wife is a big reader, so I actually said I didn't really realize how kind of gruesome it was at times, because I haven't read James Patterson before.
Right.
My wife's read, I think, so many of them. And she said, oh, yeah, they can be. And I thought, okay, it makes sense then. And again, because it's not network, they can...
That's so weird that they go that far with that part of it. Like the one thing they can access and kind of control, but yet you still have the hampering of the streamer, episodes. Yeah, kind of,
I don't know.
Convention.
It's good. Like if you're looking for a solid, and it's engaging, but it's, again, I thought it was a little...
long.
Yeah, a little long.
So that's on Prime?
That's on Prime.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's all there now. I mean, I think it's, it was done by the time they were all up by the time we had started it. So,
okay.
There's a new show up here in Canada, and it's called North of North. It's on CBC, Canada Broadcasting Corporation. Now, I think that this personally is a co-production with maybe TVNZ, New Zealand. Could be, it just feels like that because there are some Kiwi actors, one in particular. It's basically the story of a young woman who becomes a single mom. Spoiler alert. Sorry.
Is she a cleaner for the police department?
That doesn't seem like the right...
Spoiler warning.
Hooray!
No. So it's set in what I believe to be a fictitious town in Nunavut. So it's a very small, indigenous community, and it's got its charm. Again, 7 out of 10. I feel like this is the foundation building. So if there is a season 2, like that's maybe where you start getting more in depth with the other characters, etc. But Jay Ryan, who's a Kiwi actor, he again, spoiler alert, he plays her father, who he doesn't know he's got a kid when he gets up there because he's doing some like exploration up there. He's a scientist or something like that. Now I'm going to butcher her name, but the mayor of the town is Mary Lynn Rajskub.
Right.
Did I say that?
Yep.
Yeah, is that right? She was on 24.
Yeah.
Callback. And she's I didn't actually know until recently she's a stand-up.
She came to it late.
Yeah.
Okay.
My wife loves her. Anything that she's in, I don't know why she just shared it. I think because of 24.
So she plays the mayor of this town. It's obviously, she's kind of comic relief in it, to be honest with you. It's okay. I like it. And, I'll finish off season 1 and we'll go from there.
Do they have the Kiwis in the show play First Nations?
No.
Okay.
So there is actually a character who identifies as Maui, and hence why I'm thinking that it's a co-production with TVNZ.
Interesting.
It doesn't seem to be, from what I can see, it seems to be like CBC Television and APTN.
Oh, okay. Right.
Aboriginal Peoples Television Network, yes.
Yes.
But it's got that vibe.
I don't know. I mean, I can't admit to watching a lot of APTV, content. So
Is there a lot?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't have cable, and I haven't had cable.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
It's probably just a Canadian thing.
Probably.
No, yeah, I know. I just didn't know if that's a big enough thing that you guys have like that section.
I know of it, but I never watch it.
No, me neither. And I know it when I had cable 10 years ago. It was on my package, but I can't admit to watching it.
No, we got that too.
Yeah. Jay Ryan, who is Kiwi, doesn't play a Kiwi. And the person who identifies as Maori doesn't speak with like an accent. So I don't really know.
That's odd.
Yeah. Whatever the situation is, it's good. It's lighthearted. It's comical. Again, I think this is the foundation setting for the, if there's a season 2, 3, etc. There are definitely likable traits to it, and I would recommend it. Now, this is one that has been recommended on the show, and I'm going to tell you, I've only watched 1 episode, and I may only watch 1 episode.
The agency.
Boy.
Here we go.
And it is not a bad show. I, in fact, loved the first episode, but I will tell you why. And I watched the pilot of the first season, and that show is Abbott Elementary.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
Yeah,
I come to it as a teacher. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I understand that the system in Philadelphia is probably very different than it is here. In fact, I know it is.
A little bit.
However, the person who plays the principal
Oh, she's so unlikable.
should win an Emmy.
I think she has, hasn't she?
Okay,
think
I'm
so, yeah.
sure. And I can't remember her name, and I apologize. Janelle James? Does that sound right?
I think so. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
Yep. Janelle James, yes.
So
Janelle James.
the reason that I cannot watch it is because a few years back, I had an administrator who was the worst.
Oh.
And
It hits hard at home.
it hit.
Yeah.
I was like, I gave me PTSD.
Oh,
and I said,
I
I
can
swear
see
to
that.
God, I said, like, I wanted to love it because everybody else I loved the community of it. I loved the relationships between the teachers. But I said, if she's like this the whole season, I can't do this. And honestly, I've never not watched a TV show because of stuff like this. But at this point, I can't do it. And I just,
That's enough.
and listen, I'm not going to say anything else because I guarantee somebody will hear this and
Yeah.
they will all know who I'm talking about.
Oh.
So, Drew, I watched the whole series because Angie and Sophia both loved it. So I watched, I watched it with them. I was begrudgingly because I kind of had been sick of the Office style TV show,
Parks and Rec, yeah.
Parks and Rec. Like I was like, I got my fill. I'm good. But I begrudgingly watched it. To answer that question, yes, she does play that character throughout the whole show. But
I'm out.
she does have redemption points, which every show, it's a trope at this point where,
that Office thing, yeah.
yeah, they're going to have a redemption episode. You might feel pity for them and a little or sympathy for them.
So in the pilot, the principal pays, they're all asking for new carpet, new like rugs for their room. And it's, and you know, it's very sweet because the one girl who loses it and the reason she wants a new one is because she has a student who's not sleeping at home and he likes to sleep on that at school because, you know, it's the only chance he gets. And the principal blows the money on a new sign for the school where she's actually pictured on the sign, right? These, similar things happened at my school a few years back.
So sorry.
And I was like, I can't do this. I said, I'm not, I want to because everyone else is, and it's like my colleagues. I work with a group of like the best people in the world, but I just can't think back to that. I honestly, like, and I'm going to admit this on a podcast. I went to therapy last year and that came up because I know it was one of the big problems I was struggling to get through. Even after this administrator had left, I was like, I'm
Stuck with you. Yeah.
I was stuck with it. And I've never had these issues, but I couldn't do it. So yeah. So I'm sure it's a great show. I know it is because I love that first episode other than those parts and I couldn't deal with it. So
That's too bad too, because it's meant for teachers.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, listen, I
Especially.
identified with 99 points. I identified with the terrible admin.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, because I have a great admin right now and I've had great admin in the past. One in particular, this is it. I can't do it. So, moving on.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
That's why I'm self-employed.
That's right.
I made landing slide for web pages for car dealerships, so I will never watch used cars.
Right. Absolutely. I hear you.
Jesus.
Okay.
Whoa.
Another Canadian show,
Please.
Saint Pierre. Saint Pierre. It's another CBC show. For those who don't know, Saint Pierre is a little French island that's not too far from the eastern coast of Canada. It's actually a French island. It's not owned by Canada.
Yes.
Mhm.
They use euros and the whole bit.
Yeah. Saint-Pierre-et-Miquelon.
That's right. The premise is listen, it's one of those what they call a cozy murder show, right? Which is there's
Murder,
always
She
a
Wrote.
murder every week. They've got to solve it. It's never gruesome.
Like Murder, She Wrote.
Right.
Yeah. Alan Hocko, who is a Canadian, he was in a show called The Republic of Doyle. He's done other things as well. He was on one of the Jack Ryan seasons. He comes over to this island where I think we're about 6 episodes in at this point as we record this. Long story short, he comes over as a cop, a detective. He joins forces with the local, force there, and he gets partnered with another detective. She's on a British show called Murder in Paradise.
Death in Paradise.
Death in Paradise.
Ah,
Death in Paradise.
yeah. Josephine Jobert.
That's the one.
Bless you.
They're wonderful. I love those two together. They make a great, and it's, and you know what, 6 episodes in, I mean, obviously there's a little bit of chemistry, a little bit of tension, but they're doing it very cleverly in the sense that they're not hitting you over the head. That is by far not the main point.
Good.
They're both solid actors, and but it's like, how many deaths can this island have, right? Like,
When you think of it that way, yeah.
yeah,
They're going to run out of people.
yeah. I mean, there can't be. I don't know what the population is, but it can't be more than a couple 100,000.
What's the
But
name of
there's
it
like
again?
St. Pierre. St. Pierre. Yeah, and again, it's, I mean, you could even, because it's one of those cozy kind of Murder, She Wrote, but Death in Paradise, one of those kind of things. You could watch it with, your 12, 13, 14-year-old. And again, I come to it with that. I have a young teenager. He doesn't want to watch it, but he could, right? Like,
Big Angela Lansbury fan. Yeah.
no.
No?
All right.
Oh, that's weird.
I know.
I am.
5,800 people in both Saint-Pierre and Miquelon.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because
there
those
you
are
go.
two separate islands.
Are these
Sorry.
right underneath Newfoundland?
Yes.
Okay.
And every week they lose, they have a murder. So like there's 52 less people every year. It's crazy.
So the reason I asked about this is because my father loves those kinds of shows. One of his favorite new shows is It's the Father Dowling Mysteries.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Right.
his bread and butter. So
Okay.
Wow.
I'm sick of seeing Father Dowling Mysteries at this point. Every time I go over there. So I may have to put this on a flash drive and be like, all right, we're watching something different today.
Yeah, there's
No more
only
Tom Bosley.
Right.
That
and
the
I
Tom
think-
Bosley show?
Yeah.
No. Well,
yeah.
no, the new one that's,
The new one?
yeah, hold on. I got to remember who plays Father
Oh, my
Dowling.
God.
And
Yeah,
while
on
you're
PBS.
looking it up, Hector, you also have James Purefoy. He was in the
Mm,
Rome series on HBO a while back. He was Marcus Aurelius, I think.
he's kind of the gangster of the island.
Okay.
The one.
And we'll leave it at that because I don't want to.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a one-man gang.
Mark Anthony, sorry, in Rome.
I was wrong. Father Brown is the show. I don't know why I thought
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Father Brown. I know
Father
the-
Brown is the show.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
loves Father Brown. Watches every episode. I'm so sick of watching Father Brown.
I think you'll like this then.
Okay.
Yeah. Next, CB Strike. CB Strike, it's on Max.
Oh, yes.
The latest season is based on the book, the Ink Black Heart. My wife is a big reader. She's read all those books and she didn't like the book. And I think that hindered her walking into this. I didn't know the story. I think this is one of the best seasons they've done of this. I love this show. I've talked about it before. I think some seasons are better than others. But Tom Burke and Holiday and Granger are fantastic. They make a great team in this. And, and obviously 6 seasons in, you can have the will they, won't they kind of thing. And
Mhm.
it starts off with the will they, won't they. I won't say what happens. But it's wonderfully done. It's quite dark, but I really like this season a lot. And yeah, and the character development just continues, and yeah, I really liked it. So if you've seen any of the other seasons and you like them, I think you'll like this. And hey, it's 4 episodes. Pay attention, everyone.
Oh, wow,
4
nice.
episodes. So
Nice.
now they're long. They're like an hour and 10 minutes each or something. But yeah,
And do you know if all 6 series are on Crave?
they're not. It's weird because I think in Canada it's only like 1 and 2. 1, 2, and 6 are available. It's strange.
Okay.
I think you can rent the other ones, but not to stream.
That's so annoying.
Rent the other
Mhm.
ones.
Rent.
Oh.
But the 4 seasons are on Max.
Yeah, they might be down there. Yeah. Okay. I want to say thank you to Hector and Kyle for this one. And again, is this TV? Maybe. Your friend Nate Bargatze.
Ah,
Did I
yeah.
say that wrong? Yeah.
Right.
So you
Fun.
shouted me out. I'm shouting you out. It was very funny.
Which one?
The newest.
The new
one.
one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We hadn't seen him before. I wasn't familiar with him, and nor was my wife. And then it was funny because I was listening back to, I can't remember, one of the episodes, and somebody had said that, I think Woody, like, he feels like when he listens to him that this is the type of comedy he could do.
Yes.
And it's just that observational life, middle-aged man.
Yes.
Wonderful. I really liked it. It's very funny. It's very
Awesome.
you could recommend this to anybody. They may not get all the jokes depending on where they are in life, etc. But
That helps to be the age we are.
yeah, absolutely. So many just laughing because you're like, I know what he's talking about. So Yeah, no, this one is funny because this one is an hour and 22 minutes. And I'm like, do I save this for a movie one or do I do it now? But I'm going to do it now because this might be my favorite thing I've watched in the last 2 months. And that's Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul.
Oh, man. Yeah. That's on my list.
Absolutely loved it. It's just so sweet and it's just so well done. And there's so many things that happen that I watched it again the second time and I thought, oh, I missed that one. You know,
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if has anybody else here seen it.
Not the new one.
No, yeah, but
Not
I've seen
yet, but it's
everything
on my
that
list.
they've put
Okay.
on. Yeah.
I will say at the near the end, there's a situation with like rubber boots. I'm not going to say anything, but I didn't catch the meaning till the second time I watched it.
That's appropriate.
Spoiler warning.
There it is.
Rubber boots.
That sounds
it's
right.
so good. It's so good. Like I laughed the entire time. I smiled. My cheeks hurt at the end. I loved it. So, yeah.
Nice.
I mean, from what I can remember, Wallace and Gromit is always
Consistently funny.
Same level.
Yeah.
of goodness.
consistently good.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I can't remember the original person who did Wallace's voice, but they've since passed.
Oh,
And the person who comes in does a phenomenal job. Now, whether that's AI enhanced or what have you, it may very well be. It's beautiful.
is
like
it
it's
just
so
this new one?
just a new one.
That's
Yeah.
different?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
And Diane Morgan does a voice in it. So I can't,
Ah, nice. Okay.
It's Ben Whitehead is the new guy.
yeah, I can't remember what the last
Doing
one
it.
was, but he was in All Creatures
that's
Great and Small, I think.
Yes.
It'll come to me. It was the voice of, one of those actors, one of those classic
Peter
British
Sellers.
actors. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's from Willy Wonka. He's whatchamacallit's dead. Oh,
But
no,
it's
he's not.
and it's wonderful. Listen, I have a student in my class. I've talked about it. I teach a special needs class. And I had a student that was super excited about this before the holidays because it was coming out during the last, winter holidays.
Hmm.
And so when he came in, I asked him, I said, what
Oh my God.
It was so great. And he was like, and he knew of he knows the 3 episodes before that. And bringing back like one of the previous villains in it and just, I can't gush enough about it. It's great. Yeah, loved it. And I can't recommend it enough. So,
Okay.
Nice.
now, do you want me to mention the one-offs or do you want to talk about them another
No,
time?
yeah,
or-
go, please.
Okay. So we had talked about, Tony had brought up a great idea about one-off shows. Well, shows that only lasted one season. I talked about at the year end, Mr. Bates versus the Post Office,
Mhm.
which is a great, and I can't ever see there to be another one.
It's on my list.
I'm going to talk about a couple really quick. Rake is an Australian show. It's like 4 seasons, but they did an American version with Greg Kinnear.
Yeah.
It lasted 1 season. I think it was like 13 or 14 episodes before they canned it. It's worth watching because the American version is very good too, actually.
Okay.
It's a Sin, which was a Amazon Prime show. It was set in the early 80s. Keely Hawes, it was in it. She's not one of the main characters, but she's in it. She plays the mom of a young man who moves to London from, I don't know if it's the Isle of Wight, one of the islands, to go to London for school, I believe. And he, and it's, he's a gay man who's, moved to the big city, and it's in the early 80s. So, AIDS and HIV come in, and it's very touching, and the acting is phenomenal. Neil Patrick Harris is in, I think, the first 2 episodes. It's beautifully done. That was a great one-off. Now, whether there's going to be another one, I don't know, but as of now, there isn't. This is a show, I'm going to say my 2 best right now.
Mhm.
And Patrick, I don't know if you've ever seen this show. If you haven't, it may have dated because of like tech and stuff. But the BBC did a show in 2013. It's called By Any Means. And it was about like this kind of secret agency. This little kind of like a cop drama thing. Warren Brown, he was in, what was it? Trigger Point. Okay. Warren Brown is kind of the head of this. Well, he's not the head, but he's the main character of this kind of secret police department. At the time, it was brilliant. It really was. And we were all kind of hoping for another season. It didn't happen. Because there's so much tech involved in things like that, though, it always worries me that it dates, right?
Wire like?
Yeah, like The Wire, and everybody's got
Yeah.
flip phones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But my favorite probably one-off besides Mr. Bates in the Post Office, and then I'm going to say the worst, but my favorite was a show that came out 10 years ago, and it's called Cradle to Grave. And it's I think it's 8 episodes. It's based on the life of Danny Baker. Danny Baker was a British radio host, and it's about him growing up in the 70s. Peter Kay, the British comedian, brilliant, plays his dad. I don't know what happened, why they didn't make another season. There was supposed to be. It is brilliant. It's heartwarming. It's funny. Oh my goodness, is it funny? It's dramatic, and it's just amazing. And I wish they had made another season. I think it's too late now, but just brilliant. If you've never seen it and you're looking for like a half-hour show that, I don't know. If you like Afterlife, I think it's that kind of vibe, like that. It's funny, but it's serious at times, and it's just kind of that British thing that I love. This show was amazing. So
2015.
2015,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Laurie Kynaston, Peter Kay. Okay.
yeah,
Great Kinnear.
Nice.
Got
yeah, Great Kinnear. That's right. Now the worst.
Yes.
Yes, here we
Ever.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Patrick's wheelhouse today.
You can't see it, but behind me, I have a box that's covered in stickers. And one of those stickers is there's a Blur, the band Blur, a best of,
Mhm.
okay? And it's cartoon faces. Somebody took those cartoon faces and changed it with the 4 main characters of the In-Betweeners.
Oh,
For some reason, somebody in America said, you know what we should do? We should make an American version of the In-Betweeners.
no.
So that show came out in 2012. I can't remember who it was. I think it was an MTV show.
Yeah, makes
Mhm.
sense.
Oh, in that
It
case.
lasted 12 episodes.
Seems
It
long.
was an abomination. And the British one is listen, we all know it's so, it's rude. Let's be fair,
Crap,
right?
but funny.
Woody and I both love it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Woody.
No, I like it. It's a good show. And the movie.
Yeah, the American version is a waste of whatever they recorded on
I
film.
remember seeing the commercial for it and being like, skip. I didn't even bother because,
The only person that I was going through the IMDb, Zach Perlman was in it. He played the Jay Cartwright version, which is like the sexually charged, rude one. It was awful. God awful. Like I can't avoid. So there you go.
That's not
Anyway.
our demographic. I mean,
Yeah.
is there a good MTV show besides like Beavis and Butthead? Maybe Daria?
Oh, that's a good question.
Maybe not.
I wouldn't put those in the good section.
I mean, there's a
Yeah.
cult audience behind those, but
Popular.
in general, is there a good MTV show?
But I brought up Rake, right? Rake is based on an Australian show, and the American version translated really well, I thought.
Interesting.
But the In-Betweeners was so bad.
I would put it on MTV on this one.
I liked The In-Betweeners a lot, and the movie was good too.
There's 2 of them.
They managed to walk that fine line of going into that American Pie type, being overly crass for the reason of being overly crass without it being very funny.
hmm
But they managed to smile and not be cheeky about it, and it's fun. It's a fun show.
Well, I think it also too it was the friendship, right? Like it was those relationships between the 4 of them,
Right.
and that's what made it sincere, and that's what made it engaging almost. But yeah, definitely crass and definitely rude, and and it's funny because I'm always the one who brings like the nice stuff. But the American version was just so bad. I can't explain.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Okay,
But thank
we
you
will
for all that
avoid-
time. I appreciate it. If your listeners haven't turned out, I appreciate it.
Hector, were you going to say something about
Yeah.
the guy?
No, yes, we were talking about Peter Sellers. So the other favorite show that my dad likes to watch is Last of the Summer Wine.
Oh, that's the one I meant. Not All Creatures Great and Small. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Last of the Summer Wine. His 2 favorite old shows are Perry Mason, the black and white,
Hmm.
and Are You Being Served from the 70s, 60s, 70s. He has a huge affinity for that BBC from since then. So he will watch anything that's BBC related from PBS. But that's
That's
his favorite in terms of things he still watches. Last of the Summer Wine, and Peter Sellers is the star of that, and that's why I'm like, oh, I recognize that face from anywhere. That's why.
But you know what's hilarious is that Are You Being Served is kind of like Benny Hill. It's like people think
Oh.
there's a lot of older people that think that that's British comedy.
Yeah.
It's not,
Yeah.
but it's just so. I think I don't know.
PBS spoon fed us that because that's
Yeah.
that was
what we
what they
got.
thought would be, and they aired it constantly.
Yeah.
So it
That's
was
true.
either that or Doctor Who. So
Yeah.
that's
Oh, yeah.
all we think is BBC.
I think it would have been Faulty Towers too if there were more, but there
There
weren't.
weren't that many.
right?
Or
Yeah.
was it the? Oh gosh, what was it? I'm trying to remember the. Oh God, hold on. You keep chatting. I'll pull it up.
We got
I
mine.
can. Sorry, Carl. I'll just mention briefly one that reminded me of one that I really like to have in the background
Mhm.
whenever, the Antiques Roadshow.
Mm,
It's so relaxing, and
Yeah.
to see those experts, like throwing facts and really cool trivia left and right about some, artifact from, 75 years ago or something. All that cool knowledge.
Very cool.
agreed.
Yeah.
And it's so relaxing and nice and friendly, and I know that coming from me, that doesn't make any sense.
Who the hell is this? Yeah.
We
Yeah,
have
exactly.
found Patrick's soft spot.
Oh no! If you,
Exactly.
you come over I'll bring you to my folks' house, and we'll sit down on the couch, and we will watch 4 hours of Antiques Roadshow.
We watched the
Father
same
loves
thing
to
on my mom
guess
and
the
dad.
price before.
Yes. And if it goes up or down.
Yeah.
What did you do?
You guys have on Pluto, I think there's an Antique Roadshow channel.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's all they show.
They
Sure
have
we
full
do.
channels for
Yeah.
every single. There's like 8,000 channels.
Spark up the VPN, Patrick.
Now, Patrick, you're talking about the British version, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because we have the American version too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good
Didn't
too.
know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all we see here. We never see the British version.
Huh.
Mhm.
And sorry, Carl, you were going to say something else like 2 minutes ago, or?
Oh, the other thing we did get Monty Python.
We did, yeah.
I'm guessing the 80s.
That was the
when I
same
saw it.
Doctor Who and Red Dwarf, and oh my God, so much
Red
Red
Dwarf,
Dwarf,
yeah.
so much Young Ones, and
more
so much
Dwarf.
Blackadder, so much Faulty Towers.
We got a lot more Tom Baker. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Tom Baker.
And Ben Hill, of course.
Downton Abbey.
A little bit Downton Abbey.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Blackadder because Blackadder is one of those interesting shows where every season's so different, right? Like all the settings are different,
Yeah.
and sometimes the characters are different, and it's but it's a classic. Like, and there are seasons I like better than others.
Yeah.
But that's where I think maybe America learned about Stephen Fry and
And Ron
Laurie
Atkinson, Pip
and
Bean. Yeah.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Makes sense. All right. Okay. Was that it for you, Mike?
Yes, sorry. Thank
Okay.
you.
No. That's okay. That's okay.
Thank you, Tony.
Not a problem at all.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes. Yeah, you crushed it. All right. Tony, thank you for your patience. What do you have for us?
Well, last time I was on about TV, we talked about my relationship with Taylor Sheridan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Landing.
Since then, I finished the others that I haven't watched,
Oh, boy. Here we go.
which is Lioness
Yes.
Yes.
and Mayor of Kingstown.
hmm
Mm.
Well, I enjoyed both of those. Lioness is very good. I was glad to see some positive female characters instead of, some of his females are,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Stereotypical.
Yeah, I'm not so sure how he feels about women, but he wrote these ladies very well, and maybe he redeemed himself some. I was wondering about his chauvinistic side, maybe, but I liked it a lot, and I didn't watch it at first because I don't really like Nicole Kidman.
Hmm.
I don't know why. I don't have a good reason. But I think we've talked about that. Somebody told me to watch it anyway. Somebody on the last show, maybe.
Really?
That's possible. I don't remember, but that's possible.
I
She's
don't
the
remember
star of
coming up.
Lioness?
She's one of, right?
Okay.
I'd say Zoe Saldana is the star, but
Okay.
she has a
She's
big
in
part. Yeah.
Because she's got her hands in a lot of
Yeah.
cookie jars because
Yeah, she does.
she's like in one of the big movies now, and then she's also in a couple HBO shows.
I do.
Damn.
I feel like
calm
she's
down.
one of
Tone
those
it down.
people.
Sorry, I bailed on Baby Girl after 20 minutes.
I didn't even watch it.
I know this is not about movies
Yeah.
tonight, but I had to mention it. Sorry.
I feel like
Yeah, that's fine.
Kidman's one of those people that saw the writing on the wall with actors, big like movie actors going to TV,
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Probably.
right? I don't know, or the people around her did. I don't know.
There's a lot of that crap going on.
I recommend that show.
Jeremy Renner's in Mayor.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. I liked it too. That's a lot of there's a lot going on.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. What?
Oh,
I know.
we have a visitor.
What the hell happened?
Hey, Nick.
It's a Zoom crasher.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
Look at this guy.
Welcome.
Hi, Nick.
Podcast Legionnaire.
Yes. So yeah, okay. So that's the Taylor Sheridan section for you, Tony. Did you watch?
Yeah, I finally watched them all.
Yes.
Okay, so I started watching a show on Max, or it was HBO at the time, from 2008, I guess. I watching John Adams, the limited series.
Oh,
I heard that's good.
Yeah, it's good. I've been thinking about a revolution a lot lately for some reason.
Oh,
Tracy
okay.
Chapman.
Tracy Chapman.
It's a limited one-off. I think it's 7 episodes. Paul Giamatti does a bang-up job in that.
Yeah.
The settings, the costumes is done very well. It gets a little boring at times to me, but
Well, it's John Adams, yeah. It's HBO, though, right?
yeah,
Okay.
it's on the Max app now, but yeah, it was HBO at the time, of course.
Yeah.
So
It's not TV.
I enjoyed it. It's not one that, like we mentioned earlier about how you watch one and then want to turn around and watch another episode.
Yeah.
One a night is plenty fine.
Enough.
Yeah.
But it being only 7 episodes, I watched it in a week.
Huh? That's
And
true.
That's good.
I could slip a honorable mention in there, I guess.
Please.
David Morse as George Washington. I think he won an Emmy for that, but
What's he from otherwise?
I remember him from like
Green
The Rock
Mile's what I'm
and
doing.
the Green Mile. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It was brutal on the Green Mile, and I think he might be trouble. I don't know. Maybe he was canceled or something. I
Uh-oh.
can't remember.
I don't know.
But him and George Washington is like exactly what I would think George Washington looked like, sounded like. He just really embodied him a lot. Very good job in that.
You know what's funny, Tony, is
Yes.
that Tom Hooper, who actually does really good TV, because he did Elizabeth the First, that was like right before that with John Adams, and he would go on to do like
Mhm.
The King's Speech and
Mhm.
Les Miserables, and of course everyone's masterpiece, Cats. But TV, I always thought was his thing, though. Like he did really a great job with John Adams.
So am I the last person to have watched that?
I haven't seen it.
I saw part of it when it aired, and I honestly cannot remember a thing about it. I may have to go back and watch it.
I remember people saying it was amazing. Who saw it?
That was also like during the surge of like, we have to go back to Revolutionary or Civil War-esque era stuff. So there was a lot of documentaries. I felt that then Lincoln came out sometime, or am I misremembering?
The movie?
Yeah.
Possible.
Yeah.
It just
Oh.
felt like that whole time in between was a lot of the historical documentaries or biopics,
Kind of a theme.
kind
Yeah.
of a theme, yeah.
Cool thing to do.
Yeah, it's like American History 1 material that you
Yeah.
would teach in school.
Thanks, Ken Burns.
Have
Yes.
a hangover. I'm looking at the poster for John Adams. Why does Paul Giamatti look like Glenn Beck in a really weird wig?
Ooh.
That's all I'm going to say. So,
Yeah, I can see it.
That's the choice.
All right.
and you guys know, I'm sorry I crashed the Zoom room. I got done my show and I was like, you know what? Let's come and join Patrick's show because, you know,
Sure.
he'll probably be really happy with me.
Let's ruin another show. No,
Well, you know,
no, I'm
Patrick,
joking.
Damn.
I'm joking.
the night
I
is
am-
still young.
Let's
grab a drink.
I already made a pun in your honor earlier, so
Let's make that clear. I'm joking.
Mike Drew, you did. Oh,
I don't remember what it was. You'll have to listen to it.
It's Fiery Patrick tonight.
Mhm.
Yes. Okay. So, Tony, anything else on your list?
That's about the only thing I've been watching lately, but I could mention, I think it comes out next couple of days. This damn Cobra Kai shit.
Oh,
I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to finish it. But good God, man, let's get this shit over
They
with.
really are testing the limits with my patience on that show.
so the last chunk, how was that? I haven't seen the last chunk.
It was the same.
But is it getting kind of
It's
like,
the same shit.
No,
yeah, okay.
No, it's
it's the Fast and Furious of
terrible.
karate
Yeah.
shows. It's fucking just keeps on
But I
going.
can't wait to finish. I want to watch. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to watch it.
You're completist,
It's
man.
your new Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sort of hate watching almost, but you have to finish it.
Without the quality, though. I mean, at least Taylor has some quality.
Dude,
Yes.
that's me with Avengers Phase
Oh.
17 right now. I just keep
Mhm.
watching it. I'm about to go to another one this weekend to
do
go
it.
to another one.
Yeah.
I know it. I've seen it. Rinse, wash, repeat. Still doing
So,
it.
Tony, are you trying to tell them
Yes.
to chop? Like, hurry up,
Hey.
come on, get it over done with? I mean,
Let's do it.
Sorry.
And they're making a new movie with Ralph Macchio, isn't it? Aren't they doing another Karate Kid?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
movie?
there is something going on.
And Ralph Macchio's in it?
My movie club did it recently, the first one, and they were talking about that's getting a proper theatrical release
Right.
too. Like, it's crazy.
Wow.
So it has nothing to do with what we've been watching? Just a reboot again?
Yeah, just another reboot.
Wow.
Is he Miyagi this time?
No,
Jesus.
it's
Jackie Chan is.
okay. So it's a continuation of the
Again?
Yeah, again.
of the
apparently.
Jaden Smith one.
Jaden Smith again?
Fuck's sake.
No.
I don't think Jaden Smith is in it, but
No,
I think
but
Jackie Chan is
is
like
still
Mr.
Miyagi, yeah.
Miyagi
Yeah.
type.
So he's been Miyagi. Yeah.
See, this is why I came into this room, was for that music.
That's what I think of that movie
Yeah.
franchise.
Well,
Anyway.
the first two are good, but yeah.
Well, yes, yeah, that's true. Fair. But,
Yeah.
it's time to,
Gets Rocky-ish after a while.
We're done.
Yes. So, Tony, do you have any, like, honorable mention or dishonorable mention?
Frasier reboot could be a dishonorable mention.
Ooh,
They cut that loose finally.
that's good.
That was
boy.
Good shout.
I liked Frasier, but they didn't do him any favors. Well, I guess he did it to himself.
Kelsey Grammer's a nice guy.
Kelsey Grammer. Yeah. Yeah, he's great. I like Frasier. I'm not sure about Kelsey Grammer, but yeah, at least that's gone. So I
Yes.
never watched. I watched all the first season. I didn't bother the second time around. I don't think. But
All right. So, yeah, if I'll mention mine briefly and we can go to Nick afterwards.
Sure.
Okay, so The Agency, we talked about it a little bit. Severance, season 2.
Oh.
I am...
Oh, here we go.
I really liked season 1, but season 2 feels like it's turning into Lost. You know what? Mystery on top of another mystery and all that. And it's,
Not paying off.
well, so far I don't think so. And I'm kind of sick of all the discussions and theories and, people trying to guess what's going to happen. And
Yeah.
it's never ending. And it's like, for fuck's sake.
Never pays off. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm running out
Yeah.
of patience.
That's exactly
honestly.
what it was, Cal. I watched season 1 and I was waiting for a huge payoff and they ended it and I was like, that's it?
I think I saw too.
I really liked season 1, but I don't know. Like, I think they are halfway through season 2 as we speak. So I'll keep watching. I'll pull the
Oh, boy,
Tony with
you pulled
the
some-
Taylor Sheridan. I'll keep watching no matter what.
Cobra Kai of
Yeah.
Max.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Jackie Chan's going to be in the movie.
Oh, yeah. And okay, so what else? Something I haven't started yet, but apparently it's good. Steph has been watching is The Pitt, the hospital show
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
With Noah Wiley. Yeah.
Hmm.
from John Wells, the creator of ER back in the day, I think.
Which is this on?
so Matt,
Oh, it's Max.
Max.
Yeah.
Okay.
Max.
Yes, that's true.
that's on my list.
And I'm waiting until the season is over so I can, binge it as I feel like.
Yep.
Because I think we are up to episode 6 right now or 8. But yeah, anyway.
But sorry, when I saw the trailer for that, I couldn't help but think, do you think his agent sent him the script, right? Noah Wiley, and now listen, hear me out. It's in a hospital. And he's like,
Wait a minute.
oh, you got to be kidding me. And then,
It's
Like
not
the-
in Chicago anymore.
oh, there you go.
Sold. When do I sign?
Where are we filming? Pittsburgh.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, another one I started in the background. Shout out to Woody. Letterkenny.
Oh.
Mm.
Because I was curious. It's good, but it's got its own kind of humor, and I don't think it's a good show to binge
No.
because it's like a very sweet dessert. You have too much of it, and it's
It loses its flavor. Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
Have you seen Shoresy?
not yet.
Okay, that's more bingeable. I
Okay,
appreciate Shoresy way more than Letterkenny.
okay,
Ooh,
okay. That's
Shoresy.
good to know. And another one that I started, I've heard good things, but I might go back. It's on Netflix. It's American Primeval.
Oh,
Oh,
that was
okay.
I was gonna watch that. Honestly, that was like the next show I was gonna put on just to add to the show list.
Okay. Well, if you want, keep me posted
Okay.
on that because I'm curious. I'd like to have more opinions on it. I think the reviews are good.
Is it as gory as it say?
I mean, I'm
No, okay.
I'm barely one episode in. Some violence, yes.
Okay. They say this is super gore. I mean, it says it right in the Netflix 3 descriptive word little
Yeah.
warning there.
Yeah.
Gore is one
Yeah.
of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Crude language, gore,
Yeah,
drinking,
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
partial nudity.
There you go. So yeah, I'll grade it incomplete so far.
Okay.
I might go back to it.
We'll catch up in the spring.
And yes. And for my mentions, honorable mention from last year, the opening ceremonies of the Paris Olympics.
Oh man,
Oh, good. That's a good one.
Oh yeah, that was great.
I wanted to go on YouTube when we watched that.
I didn't mention it on the year in review. I probably should have, but I know it was a bit too long and not all parts worked. But what worked was fantastic. I mean, we talked about it when it happened, like, the heavy metal part and the ladies with the, like the aristocratic dresses on the poles, swinging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the parts I remember.
So it was amazing. And the dishonorable mention on TV last year, it was on Netflix. It was the Mike Tyson fight.
Oh
Yeah.
God, I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
I
You
can't-
did your homework. Jesus.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fight in air quotes.
Well, yeah, exactly. It sucked.
fuck that.
The technical part, they failed on that because the stream crapped out a few times.
Oh,
Yeah.
they love that because then it gets them free publicity. They
Mhm.
thrive on that shit. No, it shut down our service. It was so popular. We are the number one. Now we're going to raise our rates.
Yeah. And like, I've never been into conspiracy theories, but I had the feeling that Tyson was strong in the beginning of the fight. And then for some reason,
Backed off.
Took a dive.
it really looked like he was pulling his punches.
Well, you looked at all the sparring practice he did. He was killing the sparring partners. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, as
yeah.
far as I know, yeah.
It was a what they called it not a
Exhibition, not exhibition
Exhibition.
fight.
but
Yeah.
it's like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Which was entertainment, not really sport.
Yeah, it sucked.
It sucked. But I missed the prelims, and everyone said that the fight before that was actually entertaining, and I missed that.
I was going to say that.
The women's fight?
Yeah, the one just
It
before.
was.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was actually good. So yeah, I guess everybody got paid. So hooray.
Mhm.
Yeah, and we lost.
But, it,
How do you fuck that up?
and they did.
hmm
So many ways.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Well, Jake Paul was involved and Logan Paul, and they suck.
Oh,
Oh,
my
wait,
God.
that's not a great thing.
Horribly.
Oh, they're
Oh,
horrible
okay.
people. And then at
Weird.
the end, when Logan Paul's like, "I'll fuck you up," like, shut the fuck up, both of you. The Paul brothers can fucking boost it in a rocket to Mars.
He's at WWE. He was like the United States champion. I kid you not, for like months and months and months. Oh, he's awful. I hate him so
Yeah.
much.
Terrible, terrible waste of life.
He's the worst.
Yep.
All right.
Oh.
Yes. So, okay, it would be really rude not to ask. No, I'm joking. But Nick, you came in late. The floor is yours.
Wow, I don't even know what to say. I came literally from my show recording to come to Patrick's. I was like, maybe they're still recording. So I'm glad to be here with you all. So thank you for letting me in, because you could have just kicked me out and say, like, get
Well,
lost
the fuck?
late.
There's still time.
And we thought you were the polite Canadian over
Yep.
here,
Yeah.
but it's really Mike
That's
Drew.
Drew.
Yes, it is.
Mike Drew's the polite Canadian in this room. But we love everyone. But anyway, what shows? Oh, wow. I'm going to just freestyle for a sec. Shrinking season 2, I did watch.
Mhm.
Have people seen that?
I have.
Oh yes.
It's so good. I love Jason Segel. Actually, I think the best thing I did last year was introduce my parents to Shrinking, because they love to binge watch TV shows and watch different movies. And I'm always very particular about the things I recommend to them, because
They're your parents.
they're older, but also they have kind of a particular taste, and they like comedy dramas. And I would thought, okay, you would like this show. And they literally watched both seasons, and they actually finished the second season before I even started the second season. They loved it so much. And he's a national treasure. Adore Jason Segel. Harrison Ford is great in the role. And also the actress that's the other lead, she's also good. It's great characters that are relatable, flawed, but also there's a lot of depth to them, and you genuinely care about them. And every episode's like a roller coaster. Just when you laugh, you're almost like about to cry. It's one of those shows that it just gets you to have an emotional response that I really appreciate. It's one of the best shows
Mhm.
I've seen in a long time.
One of our local pop stations when it was on, had a thing each morning, the Daily Derek,
Yes.
and they had like one of his inspirational quotes. It's quite clever. It's
Oh,
good.
Derek's so good.
Yeah, it's great.
It's just a brilliant show on Apple TV Plus. Highly recommend it. I know you just said The Agency, but I got to give a shout out to my man, Michael Fassbender.
Mhm.
I always will watch anything with him. It's a great show. I really enjoyed it. I think it's over the season. And
Yes.
I really liked it on Paramount Plus.
Nick, listen to the start of the episode when it comes out.
Yeah.
That's all.
Someone in this room.
Oh
didn't
no!
care
Did
for
I
it.
did I totally do something
No,
wrong?
you're good. You're
One
good.
of us didn't like it.
One of us didn't like it.
Who am I gonna get?
Oh, you got to listen to find out.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna call Michael Fassbender. He's on my phone.
Yeah, he knows.
Let's put it this way: he's not going to need a passport.
Oh, this is kind of intriguing, and now I kind of want to know.
All right, it was me.
No, you should have did the Shaggy. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. In fairness, like I said earlier, I only watched 2 episodes, and I was spouting the peak of my cold. So my head was in space mucus, and whatever you want to call it, and so I was not 100%. So I will go back, give it another shot ski, but I just thought it was so vanilla.
I will say you kind of have to be in the mood to watch that show.
Part of it was just I've seen a lot of this stuff before. It just felt like formulaic. I'll give it another shot ski though.
Yeah, I hope you do, Hector. Just for that cast, it's like banging. I would definitely give it another shot. And then I think we have to like end. I don't know. Maybe there's other ones. Oh, really quick. Apple Cider Vinegar. I went to go see my parents' house. I don't know if y'all heard of that show. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's like a mini series, and I believe it's Australian. And the show's about this woman, and there's no spoilers because it's literally the first like 30 seconds. She basically fakes that she has a rare form of cancer. It's based on a true story. And it's really interesting. And I watched most of the episodes, but they're like a full hour each. And it was like, it's one of those shows, so you really have to pay attention to everything that's happening. If you miss one thing, you'll like sort of like be lost. But it was kind of interesting. I think that's a show that probably Mike Drew would like because it's like he has an affinity for, I think, the Australians. Maybe not. Maybe it's just the British. I don't know.
No, it's all good. I like Aussie TV too.
So this would be right up your alley then. They're really not to that, but it's just really interesting. I got to really finish it. And I think we got to mention the most iconic show probably to come for your podcast, which is Beachfront Bark and Hunt Renovation had a new season come out. They had 7 episodes.
All right. Give me the best house that they renovated.
Oh, I don't even remember any of the houses because I'm like, I've been up since 5 a.m. and I'm like half here, sort of. It was fine. It's just this couples this season were kind of boring, and I watched it with my parents and my sister, and we just love to just trash talk these couples. So we're like, this one's gonna get divorced. This one is only there because they're a gold digger, you know. But I mean, some of the stories are good and whatnot, but I mean, it's just a fun show that you could turn your brain off and just enjoy it. But I think your listeners have to know that there was a new season that came out because, you know, I think I'm known for that show. And it's still going.
Are there other ones? Are there other series in different areas?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hector, what are you doing?
Like, my mom was trying to get
Hector.
me to watch the A&E version. And I'm like, no, we can't cheat on the HGTV version.
It's the NCIS Sydney of property shows.
Yeah. I don't have a soundbite for Shotgun Blast, but it's next on my list.
Your eyes went so far back there in the back of your head right now.
Yeah, I traveled back in time.
Patrick, see if you can find a drop for it. Don't encourage him. Don't.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake, man, you're amateur.
Hold on. It could be worse. My mom was trying to make me watch a few weekends ago. You remember the what was that married couple? Christina and Karen or whatever. They had like another show or whatever. And I'm like, no, that's where we draw the line on the HGTV bullshit.
Yeah.
If we can branch off of that, was there something that you really hated on TV recently?
Your dishonorable mention.
Okay, so an honorable mention. Okay, so this is a show I love, but it's again not up your alley. Okay, so Below Deck is a great show. They had Below Deck Sailing Yacht, the most recent season. It was pretty boring, and I just watched it, and I have it with my parents watch it, my friends watch it. I mean, not this group of friends, but other friends. They watch it. It was pretty uneventful, boring for the most part, and but now ironically, they went back down under because it's the Australian season. Now that one's the good one.
Sydney.
But the Sailing Yacht, it was a little that. And also, really quick, I don't know if it's a dishonorable mention or not. My mom and sister were watching the new Matlock with Kathy Bates.
And yeah.
I heard it was fine. I watched a few episodes of it. Like, I love Kathy Bates. I'll watch anything she does. And Josh Ritter is in it. John Ritter's son. It's kind of funny. It's sort of, how do I want to describe it? It's very network TV like it. It's almost sort of, it's more sexual than I thought. I was like, oh my God, like I need a shower and a cigarette after it. Like
Kathy Bates is just the ticket for that.
Sexuality.
I need a cigarette and a beer because holy shit, like the one episode, like they kind of infiltrate Madlock, like the agency with like,
I need a bottle of bleach.
Yeah.
And a block of wood and a
and a shotgun.
Well, sometimes I don't get control of the remote, Patrick, when I go visit. So, like,
I mean, they don't tie you to a chair. You can walk out.
well, like, you know what? This is why I'm a good son.
You are.
In many ways, because I put up with
You're
all
the
this
Macaulay
stuff.
Culkin. You're the good son.
I guess.
And I'm like, sure, we'll watch Apple Cider Vinegar and
Like, I know you want to be on your parents' will, but like there are limits. Okay, joke.
the limits are that like I just try to just say, okay, whatever, it's trashy TV.
No, so it's the cold medicine that makes me say horrible things. Sorry.
Yeah, wait, only the cold medicine? No
Yes.
kidding. So I think I talked enough. And I wasn't even like, I didn't even have anything prepared. So
I love it.
Okay.
You didn't need it.
Yep.
by the way, Honora won big at the award shows.
No, we're not even.
Fucking told you.
We're not going there today. We're not going there.
Before we started recording, I was like, I'm sick of hearing about that movie, and there you go.
Honora.
Yeah.
Last straw.
Oscars, here we go. I'm kidding. I wanted to get a reaction from Patrick and Hector.
Okay. Fuck's sake.
You know what? Kyle has some YouTube shows that he's going to recommend for you and your mom to watch.
Wow, he's going nuts over there.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's overload.
Yeah, we're morning zoo over here now.
Yes. Okay. And we've been running long anyway. So, yeah.
I've only been here for 30 minutes. Oh, wait, I'm kidding.
That's all it took.
Love it.
All right.
I think everyone's going to kill me.
But no, okay. Actually, if you guys wanted to mention something else.
How can we after that? Jesus.
Well, yeah. It's like everybody's calming down now.
maybe what we're looking forward to. Reacher season 3.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
When does it start?
I forgot to
The end
do
of
my
this
homework
month.
there.
Yeah, February 20th.
Oh, okay.
Where
Alright.
can we reach out to Reacher?
Oh,
Prime.
boy, yeah.
Prime. That's it. That's true.
I've
All
tried
right.
to a pun, goddammit.
Oh.
We saw the pun and we reacted accordingly.
Oh, he's poking the bear again.
I think after that movie that won't be mentioned, I think I'm dead. So, no kidding.
All right. So, yeah, actually, maybe sometime next week we will record the Oscars preview. You guys are all invited.
Thank you.
So we will figure out the logistics soonish, I guess. So thank you guys for your patience. This edition of Chaos Night is done with for now. Hector, where can we find you online?
Finally got on board with Blue Sky, so you can find me at that classic hexagon on Blue Sky. But the other ones are all gone. I didn't even, I deactivated them and forgot all about them, so they're gone. So
Instagram as well?
nope, it got deleted too by accident.
Oh, wow. Jesus, the
You know when
purge.
you don't like do you don't do due diligence and go back to like check on it, just delete it without letting you know, and you go back and you're like, I'm trying to log in, it's like, sorry, no username exists, and you're like, oh well, there goes that one.
Problem solved. That's
So
that
I'm on
works.
Blue Sky. Find me
Yeah,
there.
go Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Go Blue Sky, and until the end of the line.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hector. Kyle, what about you?
On Instagram, Overkill Art. That's it.
That's it.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. Mike, what about you? I'm sorry we ran long.
Oh, it's all good. Pickies with filters, Picies with filters on Instagram. It's the only thing I've got as well.
Yeah, because you haven't tried Blue Sky yet, right?
No,
Okay.
I might try it, but I haven't been on it yet.
So far, it's okay.
Calling it good.
You know,
Still on it with that.
well, yeah, it hasn't turned to shit yet. So, that's it.
Give it time.
Yeah, walk on eggshells.
Well, yeah.
Blue Sky.
Yeah, I'm not, how can I say? I stay realistic.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it's going to turn to shit sooner or later.
everything does.
Yes.
we're so hopeful here. at this
Especially nowadays. Oh, yeah. It is the feel-good podcast
joy
for this
That's
century.
joy.
Patrick's talking about a revolution.
Talking about revolution.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, Mike. Nick, what about you?
Well, next time I'll make sure to come 2 hours late just for shits and giggles. But thanks for letting me in.
Show it the guys.
At Rocket Retro Pod is my podcast. I've had all these guys on my show. Recently, I had Patrick on the show. We talked about the yacht rock.
That was good.
Great episode,
Yeah,
by the way.
good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kneecap soon?
Yes, Kneecap is coming on the radar, and there's another one which I won't spoil with the Douche Caravan. But it's one that maybe you won't expect, but it'll be good. But Kneecap is on the way, and that's a good movie. So
Yes.
I highly recommend.
I did like it.
Need to
Yeah.
watch that.
All right. Thank you, Nick. Tony, what about you?
I'm on Facebook and I'm on Blue Sky, Waffle House Jesus, and I'm joining Truth Social soon. So,
Balance it out.
yeah.
Yeah, I hear they have good people and bad people on.
You'll be considered for a Kennedy Center honor too.
Yeah.
Kennedy is the name
I wanna
right now.
play.
Oh,
Yes.
oh man.
All right.
Ah,
Thank you, Tony.
you're welcome.
Yeah, you can drop us a line at EETF Pod on, Blue Sky, Instagram, Twitter for now. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for your patience. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
of
you.
course.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right.
So good.
Sometimes it may be good.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, exactly. So
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
perfect.
I just wanted to get a reaction from Patrick.
And you did. All right. So let's end on this note. Thank you, listeners. And we will catch you on the next one. Thanks.